So first would be the normal circulation and the anatomy of our heart. Second would be the cardiomyopathy, and third would be the heart failure, because cardiomyopathy slowly progresses to the heart failure. So normal circulation, this is the left atrium, left ventricle, aorta, which goes out and delivers blood to our body, such as stomach, intestine, kidneys, and lower legs. And then this is the right side of our heart. This is the right ventricle. This is the right atrium. So these are the great vessels, veins, which bring the blood back to the right atrium. This is the superior vena cava. This is the inferior vena cava. This is the liver, and this is the pulmonary trunk, which takes blood from the right ventricle to the lungs. So suppose that left atrium is our prison, and right side of our heart is the prison where all the criminals come in with their crimes, that is the carbon dioxide. And then the lungs are the reform center. From here, all the bad things which they have done is taken back, that is the carbon dioxide, and they take good things from here and learn good things. Then they go to their house, which is the left side of our heart, and from their home they go to the entire body, which is the society where they do good things, and like they deliver and give good things, that is oxygen, and take back bad guys back to the prison via the liver. So they take it back and bring it back to the right side of our heart, right atrium, right ventricle. So this is our normal circulation. Now cardiomyopathy. As the name suggests, it is cardiomyopathy. So cardio meaning the heart, myo meaning the muscle, and pathy meaning disease. So there is a disease in the cardiac muscle. So it could be of two types. It could either be dilated cardiomyopathy or restrictive cardiomyopathy. So in dilated cardiomyopathy, there is overdilation of the heart. In restrictive, there is restriction to the heart function. So let's assume that there is a balloon which is over. So if we inflate a balloon just a little bit, so it is easier for the blood to come out, or the air to come out. But if we overinflate that balloon, it is difficult for the balloon to give out all the blood, and it takes a little less, in that limited time span. So it will deliver a little less into the circulation. So heart function will be a little deranged. That is, it won't be able to pump the whole blood into the body. So if normally this is our heart as this is the cross section of this heart. So this is the left ventricle, this is the right ventricle. But in dilated, it would be over dilated and it would be less functional. So it is left ventricle, right ventricle, which is over dilated, and the less blood is pumped out. Now for restrictive, and the causes for this are A, B, C, C, and D, and P. So A for alcohol, B for beriberi, C for Coxsackie virus, C for cocaine, C for Chagas disease, D for drugs, that is doxorubicin, daunorubicin, and then the peripartum cardiomyopathy. Now moving on to the restrictive cardiomyopathy. So in restrictive cardiomyopathy is suppose you have a balloon and you overstuff the balloon already. So less blood will be, so in your case it's the protein which is the amyloid. So there's less space for the blood to come in now. So it will also pump a little less. So that will further lead to heart failure because there is back pressure of the blood. So this is the cross section of the heart, that this is the smaller version, that is the liver, left ventricle is smaller here also because of the restriction, and here in the wall in the myocardium there is the protein which is the amyloid, that is the transthyretin protein, and the causes for it are as dash: diabetes, amyloidosis, sarcoidosis, hemochromatosis. Now, if there is heart failure, normal function of our heart is to pump blood and supply oxygen and carbon dioxide, and then take back the carbon dioxide blood and make go to the lungs and filter it. But if the heart is not able to pump the blood, that can cause heart failure. It can also be of two types. It could either be of left side or the right side. If it is of left side, so this is the left side, this is the right side. If there is left heart failure, it will cause a back pressure here or on the lungs, and the fluid will come out. Interstitial pressure in the lungs, in the capillaries will increase, and that will cause a shortness of breath, pulmonary edema with frothy, and the patient may have cough with pink frothy sputum, PND, orthopnea. These are all the other names for shortness of breath. Also, and it could be also be on the right side. If it is on the right side, that will also cause a back pressure from the right side into the major veins, that is increased JVP, which is a vein in the neck, and then down into the liver, which will cause liver congestion, in the lower limbs, which will cause pedal edema, and in the stomach, in the ascites in the peritoneum. And for people who like biochemistry, I'm just adding that point for them. So in dilated cardiomyopathy, there is less energy as well, and this is because there is a mutation in the protein called dystrophin protein, and that normally it function as stabilizing the sarcomere, but because and it is a protein which is present in the cell membrane, and it has it holds the basement membrane along with the sarcomere to stabilize the sarcomere. But in dilated cardiomyopathy, since it is defective, so there is dilation of that heart chamber, the left ventricle and the right ventricular chamber. And the second thing is there is decreased energy because of the the enzymes which are responsible for oxidative phosphorylation and beta oxidation of the fatty acids. They are not functioning properly, so that will cause decreased energy, and there is systolic failure. Thank you.
So are you done?
Yeah.
So heart failure symptoms, you explained heart failure symptoms. So what is the treatment for heart failure?
So for heart failure, on the left side, for left side heart failure, we provide oxygen and diuretics to get the blood out of this from the lungs. And on the right side, it's giving fluids to on left side it is giving fluids, and on the right side we have to take the fluid out.
So what is the guideline directed therapy? Like, do you know what is GDMT? So why do we give ACE inhibitors? Why do we give Ernesto?
Because with the remodeling, the left ventricular remodeling, to prevent that we give, and there is a mortality benefit along with it.
Okay.
So that's why we give.
And how about aldactone? Why do we give that?
Aldosterone inhibitor, that also prevents the remodeling, left ventricular.
How about beta blockers?
That has a mortality. It will decrease the heart rate as well, and that will so there is an imbalance between the oxygen demand and the supply. So to make up for it, if the oxygen if heart rate will be low because of the beta blocker, then the oxygen supply would be adequate for that demand.
So this is Kanika Sood. Amazing, good job.
Thank you.
Very good job.
Thank you.
So really proud of you. So you explained to my patient really well. So my patient had amyloidosis and she explained with the help of pictures and beautifully done. Really proud of you. Good job.
Observerships, doodles, CVs, interviews, we help you match stronger. Contact me at connect@drsinghmd.com.